So this is the first day that I brought Sully home. He was 7. This was October 31st, 2021. This was the day that I brought him home and showed you guys his beautiful glory and that I got a new horse. If you guys don't know, I did have a horse before Sully, and her name was Daisy, and she was not able to be ridden anymore because she was up there in age, and I couldn't ride her anymore because of her being up there in age, and I wanted to do jumping and do all of that fun stuff. And I was able to go to the Baroness, and she gave me this day that I was able to find a beautiful boy, and I tried him and fell in love with him. And he was 7 and very green. That is Sully. So here is Sully when he was 7, and I can't believe that it's been 4 years of me owning this horse. But all I have to say is it was the best 4 years ever, and I'm still happy that he is up and kicking and having so much fun with me and living a good life. So, this day was the day that I showed you guys him for the first time ever. And later that night, I got a call from one of my good friends, and she wanted to plan a day where we go and to a place that I've always thought was a myth because of stories that I've heard about it. She told me that her grandpa owns and lives in the wild woods. I knew about the rangers in wild woods, but I didn't know that there was horses in the wild woods because I've always thought that it was just a story that my parents would tell me and stuff like that when I was little. And my friend was like, no, they're real. I've been there like hundreds of times with my grandpa because he lives there. I was like, okay, cool. That's fine. And she was like, you want to go out there and see for yourself? And I was like, I don't know if I would want to go out there, because I didn't know. I was worried about Sully because I just bought him. I just brought him to my uncle's place and was worrying about him and everything like that. And my friend asked her grandpa, and he was totally fine with me coming out. And she said that the ride up there is going to be long, and you'll have to either take your horse, your new horse, Sully, with because of the trail. And I was like, I'm not taking a 7-year-old that I just bought, barely know, and I'm not doing that. So I had to ride one of the horses out there because there's a barn that has a path going over to the wild woods. And so I rode one of their lesson horses out there at that barn that was also 7. So that's great. Didn't want to ride a 7-year-old, and I rode a 7-year-old anyways. So I have footage of me riding that horse and going over there and stuff like that. So I will be showing you guys that footage now. So here I am walking in to see what horse I am riding. My friend had the trailer just in because she brought one of her horses, and she was already tacked up and ready to go and already by the trail. She was just waiting for me, and she called ahead and had them tack up the horse that I was riding. And they asked if I wanted to do it, and I was like, no, I just want to get up and go because that's just what I want to do. Um, because I was so excited and nervous all at the same time. And my natural hair was blonde at this point, so I was styling it like this. So this is the horse that I was riding, and I got up on him and gave him a nice pat, and he was 7, very anxious and ready to go. He has been on the trail since he was 5, I want to say. So he's been on this trail for 3 years. He's been doing it for a good little bit now, and he was very tiny and I was not used to his head being all high arched and stuff. I was not used to that, and I was very excited that I was able to try out a new horse that I've never like horse breed that I've never tried before. I kind of was wishing that I brought Sully, but I was like happy that I didn't because he was 7. But then I was like, but this horse is 7 and he's doing really good. But I was like, Sully's never done a trail like this before, and this horse has done it for 3 years now. So I really liked this horse's calmness with him. He just seemed really calm. His name was Sky, and he was just such a sweet boy. So here I kind of asked him to do a trot just because I was trying to get him all warmed up and also was trying to catch up with my friend. She was already pretty much up there and pretty high up there already, and she just kind of told me like just go, like she kind of had a map and she showed me, and so I kind of like had an idea of where it was going. So here was a little branch and I had him just trot across that. And then there is a little jump. She said there's a jump that is pretty up there in the hill area, and you have to like have your horse do a nice canter and jump it, or you could do like a trot jump. So I had him canter up the hill, and that's when I saw the jump, and I was actually kind of excited to see how this horse jumps. And then I had him jump, and his jump was very weird, and I was not excited afterwards. I was like, oh, that was kind of wonky. Maybe he just needs more speed the next time I have him do a jump. And so I had him going up this hill, and it just felt a little strange because it was like I'm going to see these horses that I've thought never existed. And my friend says that they exist, so we'll see. And so I was just kind of like talking to myself the whole time I was going up this area. Then it got really green randomly, and I was like, oh, this looks really pretty. And I had this horse, I had him like slow down, I did some sitting trot on him. And that's when I saw the butt end of a horse, and I was like, is that real? And that's when I first saw my first ever Wild Woods horse, and he was beautiful. And I never thought that I'd see one in real life, and I did. And I walked right past this horse, and this horse was chilling, vibing, and I was like, you are the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then I had my friend called me down to talk to her grandpa. Her grandpa already talked to her, and she ran away. And then he talked to me and said that they were missing a foal that ran away from its mom, and we needed to find it because we need to have them like the foal go back to its mom. And so I talked to her grandpa for a little bit and kind of like got some information about the foal, how old the foal is, and stuff like that. So then after we were done talking and chatting, I went off and went and looked around to see if I could find this baby. And I was excited to see the little baby because at this point I've never seen a baby horse before, and I was really excited to see if I could find one and stuff like that. We did a bunch of jumps, and this place was the prettiest thing ever. And I've always thought about being a Jorvik Ranger or a Wildwoods Ranger and stuff like that. Like I've always like thought about it. And this was the first time I've ever been down in this area where the Rangers would be and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just thought that it'd be like the coolest thing ever. That's when I saw a mama and baby, and I saw another baby that was a little ways away from that mama and baby, and it looked around the same age as the baby that we were looking for. So I walked over, walked the horse over, and I stopped the horse, and I got off to go and see if this was the baby that they were talking about. And I walked right over because I was like, I'll stay a little ways away. And I was like, just standing there, I was looking at this baby, and I was like, are you the one that I'm looking for? And I kneeled down to see if it was like a male or a female, and it was a boy. He was so cute, and his tongue would stick out randomly. It was like the cutest thing ever. And I walked a little bit closer to him, and I was able to pet him and love on him, which was really cool. And he seemed a little bit younger than the baby that we were supposed to be looking for. And I remembered that I had a little walkie-talkie, and so I called in and was like, "Hey, I found this baby. I think this is the baby that we're looking for." And I'm over at this area where there's a bunch of horses and there's another mama and baby. And I was like, said, like, "Hey, so and so, I'm over here." And they came over, they saw the baby, they saw I was like literally standing right next to the baby, being able to pet this baby and stuff like that. And her grandpa says that baby is not supposed to be born a month out. That baby came a month early. And I'm like, oh, that does not sound good. And the baby is not by its mom. The baby is walking fine. The baby is literally looks healthy as can be. And the Pelomino baby that's right across from me, that is the baby that we were looking for. And that baby is a boy. His name is Finn. That's his mom. That is Rosemary, his mom. And we were looking for that baby. That baby found its way back to its mom on its own. And this baby that I'm right next to me wasn't even supposed to be born. So I was freaking out, and he was like, usually the babies, we don't touch them, we don't do anything with them for a really long time until they're like a year old, and then we start like being friendly with them and stuff like that. And you just have a natural gift with this baby. And I was like, okay, cool. And then my friend started talking to her grandpa, and I was just down here by myself with this baby on this horse, and I was just standing here and I was just thinking, and I was just like, that'd be so cool if I got a wild hood baby and was able to raise this baby by myself. That'd be so cool. And I was just like just thinking it, and I wasn't thinking that it would actually happen or anything. And my friend came back and she was like, my grandpa decided that you can name this baby and have this baby. And I was like, what? Excuse me? Okay. Then the panic set in, and I was like, I have two horses now. Two baby horses now. I have Sully, who's 7, and his green as a doorknob. And now I have this baby that I can't even ride yet. And I have to wait like a couple years until I can start setting this horse under saddle. What am I going to do? I don't have enough money. And then my friend was like, you could go to the Yorvik Rangers. They're up a bit and over a bridge, and you could go and ask them if you could stay the night, since going back the way we just went is going to take a little bit and it'll be nighttime by the time you guys get back. And I was like, okay, I'll just do that and I'll figure something out. So then after that, we set off and I started on the trails going back to the Rangers. I've never been to a ranger camp. I've never been to any sort of camps in general. So I started going back to figure out what to do, and I got really relaxed, and this boy decided to be fancy boy and do his little fancy thing. And then I asked him to go a little bit faster so we could actually get there a little bit faster. And so we were almost there to the bridge when all of a sudden, because he's 7, by the way, this horse is 7, he decided to dead stop before the bridge. And I asked him to go forwards, and he took one step and then stopped. And I just kept asking him to go, and he just kept stopping and going, stopping and going. And I was getting stressed and really upset with this horse because I was just like, we need to get over this bridge. It's starting to get night, and I need to talk to the rangers. And then right after I asked him nicely to go again, he actually walked over to the bridge, and I asked him again to trot, and he went, and when we got to the bridge, he bolted over the bridge, and right before the end he jumped, and I didn't know why, but he did. Then we went through some water and did another jump, and it was just a lot of bonding building with this horse that I needed to build, because I didn't know if I was going to stay here, if I was ever going to get into the Rangers, because my friend was talking about me being able to get into the Rangers or stay the night just for the night and be able to figure something out. And I was freaking out because I've always wanted to be a ranger, because I've always thought that it was just really cool that I was able like to, because I've seen it all over the place. And I got him there, and I stopped him before we got down to the barn, and I was able to take off his tag and put him away, and I was able to talk to a ranger, and they kindly said that I could stay in one of the extra tents that they had. And my friend went home because there was a blimp. Went home, went back to my place, got me a bunch of clothes, and so I had outfits to wear if I ended up staying here at the Rangers for a couple of days. And so I got off of this horse, and I untacked him and put him into the pasture. And then they immediately had me do some work. And so I had to fill the feeders and the water and muck out the pasture. So I did all of that stuff off camera. So I will see you guys after I'm done with all of that stuff. Horse that I rode over here away, I had to go to bed. Woke up the next day, and I had a conversation with one of the rangers, and I made it in to being a Yorvik ranger. And they didn't have a proper uniform like the first one you would get when you first join. They didn't have one for me since I joined so early. Um and so they just had whatever they had that would fit me. Um and so yeah, I'm gonna go to bed, and then I will show you guys what I wore. So the next day I woke up, and they handed me this Yorvik Ranger outfit. So my friend gave me my jeans and my boots and my cowboy hat, and they just gave me this vest because this was the only one that they had in my size at the moment, since they had to get me the proper one eventually. I had to go down to get my horse and get ready because I had to do the horse training. So I went down to get my horse when they said that they had something special for me and my horse that I came on, that I needed a mount, and they said that whatever horse that I brought, I'll have to use for now until eventually I can get my own. So I ran down there, and I got the halter, and I went and got my horse, and he was eating. So I grabbed him, put his halter on that I had that was there, and I brought him in and tacked him up. Western tack set that I could wear with Mr. Sky, and they said that since I did not bring my own horse, that I'll have to use Sky for the time being until eventually I get my own horse that I could use for being a Jorvik Ranger. And I was so surprised that I was able to make it into being a Jorvik Ranger, and it is so exciting and really cool. So I cantered around. So they had me do the test to see if my horse is good and sound that I brought, and he passed all of the tests, and they were really surprised that he was gated, and they thought that was really cool. Then they wanted me to go really fast and do a dead stop, and they said that that was really good. Then they asked me to do a rear with him, and I kindly asked him to, and he did really good. Then they let me go back to see the baby horse, and I was able to figure out a name, and I ended up naming him Emerald, or known as MV, or MV, which is a more non-relaxed version of me saying it. So Emerald is his name, and a couple years later, I end up going back to the Jorvik Rangers with my own horse. Hi, you guys. It has been a hot minute. You guys are probably wondering, why are you wearing a vest and where are you? I am, in fact, a Jorvik Ranger. I've been a Jorvik Ranger since I was 15. Um, it was on a whim, and they let me in, be a Jorvik Ranger, and I've been one for 4 years now. And I've been leveling up in the ranks of being a Jorvik Ranger for years now. And I am going to be showing you guys the horse out of all of my horses that I've picked to be part of my Jorvik Ranger journey. And I have decided on the one and the only Ghost. Ghost, if you don't know who he is, Ghost is my blind boy. He is blind in one of his eyes. I'm pretty sure it's his right eye. He's blind in his right eye. He was born blind in his right eye. I also have Miss B, who is blind in both of her eyes, and she is very, very fragile, a lot more fragile than this boy is. So the reason why I decided that Ghost would be a good fit to be in the Jorvik Ranger program and to be here is because he is a tough boy. He's very tough. He's very confident in himself, and I just felt like he was the best one out of all of them, that would do really good. I was also thinking of doing one of my stockier horses that I own, but I just kept going back to Ghost, and I felt like he needed more of a purpose than show jumping and being in the program, the riding program. I just felt like he would be more confident of a mount for me as well. And I really like him, and I absolutely adore this boy. And today I'm also going to be picking up one of my horses that I have been keeping a secret for 4 years now. And I have kind of talked a bit about him over the years, and I've been recording these videos for so many years now that I feel like it's finally time for you guys to meet this guy. And I've been keeping him under wraps for a little while now, and I'm really excited for you guys to meet him. So I'm going to go and do some of my rounds real quick with this boy and see how he does. And then afterwards, we are going to go and pick up our new horse. And this boy has been out here for 4 years now, and I've been slowly been getting him fine with me getting up on him and riding him. Recently, I've just been riding him bareback. He has not had a saddle on him ever, and I kind of feel like that's just what his thing is going to be until eventually I slowly start putting a saddle on him. So I'm going to go and show you guys what I do normally in a day where I just come out here. I do this every day. And some days I don't come out here because we have good people, and a lot of Jorvik Rangers recently have been joining. We have a lot of new Jorvik Rangers. So what I normally do is I go down here. Good boy. So I go down here and I just do my rounds, and I have certain areas that I go to, and check up on, and then I have a lot of other people that go, and we all have our own areas we check on. And sometimes if people can't go to their areas, some of us have to go and check on their areas. So my areas are not over here at all. So 2 1, go boy. So my area is where all of the wildwood horses are. So I have to go over a bridge and go over there and check up on all of my fellow horse friends and go over there, and that is where I go. So this is this boy's first time actually being out here. So you guys will see how he does with all of these new environments. He's doing good so far. This is something new for him. Oh, go over the bridge. Good boy. Good boy. Doing really good. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, the bridge creaked afterwards. He gets spooked from that. Good boy. So he's doing really good so far, going up the hill. The only thing that's really spooked him so far has been the bridge, because the bridge is old and it creaks a lot, so usually does get some of the younger horses. So we're going to go to my first area, which is where all of the ponies are and all of the younger babies usually are. So we are going to go and see some of our newer babies. So Rosemary has a lot of the babies here. When I first came here, Rosemary had Finn, and Finn is also 4 now, which is crazy. And she has recently had twins, which was the first time she's ever had twins. She had 2 babies, so there should be over here. Yeah, I see both of them. They look like Emerald and Finn, which is so crazy that she had 2 beautiful baby boys. Again, she has so many sons. It is insane. She does have some daughters as well, but she is the main one that has babies here. Um she is 19 now, so she's getting up there in age. Then we go over to where all of the other babies are and other horses. So my favorite area is Emerald's family line, which looks like his dad is awake. Actually, no, his brother. I get both of those two confused. So this is Emerald's dad, and the one with the daisies on is his mom, and then the roses is his sister. So here is some of his siblings. So here's 2 of his siblings right here, his brother and his sister. His mom is over there, and then his grandma is somewhere up there, but I don't go over there because it's usually fine. Good boy. Whoa. And then we have Finn's sister. And here is Finn in all of his glory. He darkened a lot out of his sister. He is definitely darker than his sister. I'm just making sure everything is all good up here. Yeah. And there's shops as well. Whoa, why did you do that, dude? It wasn't even a jump, bud. Whoa. Whoa. Good boy. Whoa. Good boy. Good boy. So this is one of the older horses here. He is special. And he just wanders around and he's just so sweet. He's one of the sweeter ones. He's just so sweet. I have ridden him before, because one day I was just so curious to see if I could ride one of the other ones, and he actually let me. So, but yeah, he has a little owl friend. His owl is amazing. Jump, good boy. Jump, good boy. So we're gonna go over to where some of my favorite babies are. Go, buddy. Oh, oh. This is Miss Willow. Oh. And she has a son, and his name is Bluey. She is one of the pretty mares that I've seen, and she loves the water, so she kind of like lives really close by the water. And she has a son, and he is close by. She has a couple of kids over here. Um, but he is a goofball, and we're gonna go and see if he's over here. Yeah, there he is. Oh, look at this boy being all goofy. And then there should be another baby up here. But I could be completely wrong because I haven't been over here in a hot second. Oh, oh. This is Emerald's grandpa. And then Emerald's dad's actually in the entrance of when I first actually came here. I actually saw his dad. So that's really cool that I saw his dad before I even saw him, which was insane. Here's a jump. 1, 2, 3. Good boy. And then we have some more horses and some of my friends that are already over there talking to them. And one of my favorite new babies that have been born, he is over here. And this is Emerald's baby brother. Oh, oh. Thank you for slowing down. This is Emerald's baby brother. And he is definitely really cute. But the only thing is that he likes taking a lot of people's things. So I've lost a couple of things because he took them. I've recently gotten them back, but yeah. Then it was like going over here and saying hi to my friend's grandpa. Oh. And this is normally where I end the day. So I'm just swinging by and saying hi. And I will swing back and talk to him for a little bit because he has never seen a lot of my different horses. So that was the first time he saw me riding this boy. So this is Emerald's dad. Emerald's grandpa and dad look very alike because they basically are. So then I go back down and talk to my friend's grandpa for a good little bit, and then I go and find my sweet boy and bring him up to the Jorvik Rangers, and then I get him on and go. I get on him and we walk home. So I trailered this boy home and went back with just my trailer and my car empty. And I will show you guys the footage of me finding him and getting on him and getting ready to go. So here's that footage. Hi guys. So it is later in the day. It is almost night, and I'm here to pick up my pony, my 4-year-old pony, and he is legit right over there. I think he knows what is going to happen. I went home with Ghost, untagged him, got him in his stall, and I changed clothes. I'm wearing more English slash a little Western clothing, and it is chilly at night over here, so I'm wearing all of my nice clothing. We are gonna go and get him. I have his halter and I have a nice little pad for my butt because I'm supposed to ride him bareback home, well, to the trailer, and then I'm gonna get him in the trailer and get him home and take him out, and then I'm gonna put him out in a pasture for tonight just because he's never been in a stall before. So we will see. Hi, buddy. Hi. How are you today? Hi. Good boy. I'm going to get his halter on off camera because I know it's going to be a little bit because he takes a second to get his halter on. So now that I have his halter on, I plopped the pad on his back, and it's one of my fluffy ones just because I don't want it to feel all weird. And it kind of matches his hair, his coat. There we go. So I'm gonna see if I can hop on him. Good boy. Good boy. I'm gonna just stand here for a second, see how he does. Good boy. Walk on. Good boy. This is actually the 5th or 6th time. I've been trying to just do it bareback on him for right now because I don't really feel like putting a saddle on him right now, so he's doing really good so far. And I've never put a bit in his mouth. And I'm always over here or in the arena, which right now I have there's other ponies in the arena, so I kind of can't. So we are going to head out and we are going to see how he does with a trail today. So, ooh, bouncy boy. He's a bouncy boy. And he's doing pretty good so far today. I think eventually I will braid his mane because it is very long. What are you doing? You saying bye? Good boy. He just said goodbye to his dad. Oh, that is so sad. That is so sad. So good boy. You will come back. You know that, right, buddy? You will be coming back with me and just visiting. You want to try cantering? Good boy. Look at that canter, guys. It is so cute. Good boy. He's doing really good. So far, he's doing really good. I'm surprised I'm actually staying on, to be honest. Good boy. Good boy. Oh. Good boy. Whoa. That's very good. He's doing good with better. He's doing a lot better with his cues. Riding cues, so. Also, I have not eaten anything yet today, so. I mean, well, I haven't had dinner yet because I was so worried about getting him back. So, here's the trailer. I will just ride him up onto the trailer or get off of him and see how he does. You want to try and do this? You want to try and do it? What are you doing, buddy? No, you don't want to do it? Come on. Come on, buddy. I know you got it, didn't ya? Oh, easy. What if we try backing you in? Good boy. See, it's not that scary. Doing very good. Doing a good job, bud. Good boy. Good boy. I'm just gonna leave the halter and the little half pad on him for right now because I don't know how he's going to do. Alright, let's get in and get going. Good boy. Now I'm gonna go and get him some hay, and then I will see you guys in the morning when we will go on a nice little well, actually, I will have to bring him into the round pen and see if I can get a saddle on him because I want to see because I've been doing this with him since he was 3, so I've been doing like being on his back since he was 3. So I've been doing this for a little while now, so he might be ready for a little western saddle or something. But I'm gonna go and get him some hay and stuff like that. So I'll see you guys in the morning. So now we are in the beautiful round pen, and I have him here all ready to go. So the reason why I don't have him hitched to anything is because he has learned the stand command. So he knows how to just stay still for the most part. He doesn't walk off basically. He is 4, he is still really green. Um What are you doing? Trying to eat the camera. So I'm going to get a saddle pad on him, and I know he's fine with that because I wore a half pad the whole way here. So I'll get a saddle pad on him real quick, and then I will swing over the saddle and see how he does. So here he is with the saddle just sitting on his back. It looks like it's all cinched up, but it kind of is, but it's really loose and it's not tight. And he's doing pretty good with it just sitting on his back. I put a smaller saddle pad on him just because I didn't want him to have a big fringy one, which is the one I first grabbed. But he's doing pretty good. I'm able to walk around him and he's not budging. And I'm going to see how he does with him, see if he will do a nice little lunge session for me and see how he does with the saddle. So here I am having him have a nice little lunge session, and I'm just having him walk around with the saddle on him, and it's nice and loose. It's not going to be tight on him for right now. Um, he's doing good with the trot, and I asked him to do a nice little canter, and it's doing good as well. As you can see, those stirrups are moving, and he's not budging. He's not scared of it at all. He is definitely 100% listening to the saddle, doing its thing. And here he had a nice little buck, but I think it was just a happy little buck, nothing really serious. Then I asked him to go the other direction and do a nice little trot and a nice little canter. Obviously, I'm not going to do his lunging for too long just because he is acting really good and doing really good. Then I asked him to halt and come towards me. And then I decided that I might try and just put a foot in the stirrup or something, just see how he will react to that. And I'll show you that now. So I was able to get perfectly up on him and he didn't budge at all. He remembered our stand command and he didn't budge. He did really good. I was moving around a little bit up there. He did a nice little shake. And I did end up tightening the girth because the saddle did move a little bit. And I just moved it back a bit, tightened our girth up a bit, and he did really good with this. And I kindly asked him to walk on and to see how he would be with me up in the saddle, moving around to him. He's used to me being up on him without the saddle, so I didn't know how he was going to be. Then I asked him to a trot, and I did a nice rising trot because he's never had me do a rising trot on him, and he did really good with that. Then I went and did a sitting trot, which is what he's used to. Then I asked him to do a nice little canter as well, and he did really good. He was actually a lot calmer than I thought. And next week, I think I will try him in a bit, but for right now, I think this is really good progress, and I think this is really good. For a 4 year old that I have been waiting to do this with for 4 years now, I think that is really good for him, and I'm really proud of our progress so far. So I definitely think that I'll have to try him in a bit, but I know how he's gonna be. He doesn't like when things are in his mouth. So I already know because I've tried him in a bit before, but I didn't ride him. I just had the bits just sit in his mouth, and he hated it. He hated the process of getting it on his face. He doesn't like it. So I already know how he's going to do, but we'll see. I might end up having him be a bitless horse and not have a bit in his mouth, which there is some horses that they just don't like the bit, and they still are really good and they still respond to you without it and stuff like that. So I definitely am happy with our progress. I ended up stopping and giving him a nice big pat and giving him some treats, and he just did really good overall. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me showing you guys the mystery horse that I've had for 4 years. So this is Mr. Emerald, or known as MB, and he is amazing, and I'm really happy that we're growing and getting more progress with this boy. This boy probably won't be in the show ring because of him being a wild woods horse, and he'll probably be working with me. And yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!